Welcome back to another episode of The Blueprint, sponsored by Slowburn Brakes. I'm your host, Calvin Custance. On The Blueprint, we interview talented athletes and they share knowledge that they have collected over their time playing their sport. From balancing life and relationships to recruiting and training, there is always something you can learn. This week's guest is Brandon Lewis, a senior from Lansing Catholic High School. Brandon is a two-time All-Conference, All-Region, and All-Academic defensive back and wide receiver that is committed to Michigan State University. He has been a key role in Lansing Catholic's 2 state championship runs. Welcome to the show, Brandon. So today we got Brandon Lewis, who is a MSU commit from Lansing Catholic High School, and you're a receiver and a cornerback, correct?
Yes, correct.
All right, so before we get deep into things, what is your favorite food?
Probably have to go with chicken parmesan. Can't be anything like that.
Yeah, I can't go wrong with some chicken parmesan. Do you have a favorite class at school?
Favorite class? Probably have to go with math. That's even though it's hard, I'm in calculus right now, so definitely challenging.
Yeah, I was like, to my senior year too, I was like, I'm not going to do calculus. I don't even think they have a AP Calc class anymore because no one wanted to do it. So I think they ended up dropping the class because I think they had 6 kids signed up. So they're like, no, we're not doing that. All right. Do you have a favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Probably Batman Dark Knight Rises with Bane. That's my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah. I'm a Marvel fan, so like I haven't watched a ton of DC. I've heard like that, like the Batman with was that Christian Bale? Was that Batman?
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
I need to watch that series, so I might like have to get to that. Do you have a favorite song or musical artist?
Probably gonna be very basic answer, but I'd probably go with Drake. Can't go wrong with Drake.
Drake, yeah, that is a rapper that I know. A lot of times I'll get like Lil Durk or something, just some random because I don't listen to rap. Like people are like, "Oh, if you don't listen to rap, you must listen to country." I actually don't listen to either of them. I'm a
Really?
rock and pop kind of guy, but I do know
Okay.
Drake. So
Okay, I respect that.
yeah. And then do you have a favorite song by Drake? Or just in general,
Um,
favorite song?
that's a tough one. I listen to music all the time. Oh, I'd say you can't go wrong with Nice for What. That's always uplifting song, get you in a good mood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always good. Favorite animal?
Favorite animal? Koala. I've always loved koalas.
It's cool. Is there a reason for that or just
In 5th grade, I think I did an animal project on them. Just fell in love with them ever since. It was pretty funny.
that's great. That's great. Do you have a favorite holiday?
Probably gonna have to go with the basic answer and just say Christmas because that's when all my family like really sees each other. So that's probably my favorite.
What's your favorite Christmas tradition?
Christmas tradition, we always go to my grandma's house and just everyone's always there Christmas Eve. Like, because I have family from Chicago and like different parts of the state. So we all get together Christmas Eve and then we'll spend that day together. And then Christmas Day, everyone goes, does their own thing kind of. So we get kind of like the big family Christmas and then our own like separate little ones.
Yeah, that's cool. What's your favorite gift from Santa or anyone that you've received?
Hmm. Probably my favorite. Probably my AirPods. I use them all the time because I'm always on the go with them. So that's got to be my favorite.
Mm-hmm. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live?
Probably say Florida.
Yeah. Any specific
Mm,
area or just Florida in general? You want to live there?
I don't know. I haven't explored Florida like I wanted to, but when I have been there, it's been really nice.
Yeah. It gets hot in the summer though.
Yeah,
It gets like and it's not like dry heat like Arizona and those states. It's like
it's
muggy, it's
humid.
humid,
Yeah.
it's just like it's like hard to breathe. Like we went in the spring last year. We went to Universal in the spring and it was still hot. It was like 90s in the spring. It was like, can't imagine living there in the summer. And then what are some of your hobbies outside of sports?
Um, I'm an anime geek. I do watch anime. Um, that's one of my favorite things. And then, I do like just watching sports in general, just getting to learn. Like I learned tennis last week, so that was kind of fun. But those are
Hmm,
probably like the main two.
that's cool. I'm not an anime person, so this is gonna go way over my head. But what's your favorite anime?
Probably Naruto. Or I started Demon Slayer when it first came out, and I really fell in love with that one.
Nice, nice. So now we're gonna work back towards talking about your past in sports. So of course, we all know you play football. You're going to Michigan State for football, but do you play any other sports?
I used to do basketball, but I think I'm gonna kind of shy away from that because I didn't haven't played the last year, so I'll probably stay away from that. And then I might do golf. I've been taking up golf lately, so that's been something that I really want to try.
That's cool. What positions did you play in basketball?
Point guard.
And then how long have you played both basketball and football?
Both since as early as I can remember. But football actually in like seventh or eighth grade, I kind of just wanted to quit. Then my dad made me play one extra year. He's like, just play one extra year. And I played, and then I just fell in love with it at that point.
Mm-hmm. And then have you always played receiver and corner?
Yeah, mostly. I was kind of a bigger body in middle school, so I played a little bit of middle linebacker back then. So, but on offense, yeah, I've pretty much always played in the backfield.
That's cool. And what do you like specifically about playing receiver and corner?
What I like best about corner, I'll start off with that. Just like being able to lock people down, because like knowing that their offense is depending on one guy to make a play on the ball and you're stopping that, it's just really like the best feeling. And
Mm-hmm.
then for receiver, it's just really nice being able to like tear up defenses because like if you just keep doing it to a defense, just keep going deep on them or keep getting like short little gains, making big runs out of it. It's really demoralizing. It can get them down really quick.
Yeah. So you mentioned you like watching sports and but football in general we're going to talk about. So do you watch much football, like either college or professional?
I don't watch as much professional, but I try and watch a lot of college. Yeah,
What's your favorite? Like, what was your childhood favorite college team?
probably still MSU because we'd always just go up the street, just watch them. So that was always really fun for me.
Hmm. And then, are the Lions your favorite NFL team? Hopefully,
No, they are not.
no. Who's your
I
favorite
am
team
a
then?
I am a huge Stephon Diggs fan. That's my all-time favorite player. Love him to death. So I'm kind of rocking with the Bills.
Okay, fair enough. That's Bills. I watched the Bills Rams game Thursday, and the Bills looked so good. Just
Dangerous.
everything about them, like Allen looked unstoppable. Like their pass game was great. Like the defense looked great. D line looked great. That's gonna be a hard team to beat because the Rams are
Mhm.
coming off a Super Bowl. So like, oh, Super Bowl slump or whatever. But like
Yeah.
that team's still no joke. They still have, in my opinion, two of the best like defenders in the league. Well, not really in my opinion. It's just like a fact. But but yeah, like the Bills are a team to watch this year. And then you mentioned Stephon Diggs, your favorite player. Do you kind of like watch him and take some of the stuff he does and put that into your game?
Oh yeah, 100%. I love watching his routes. His routes are the best part of his game because he's not like a Tyreek Hill type speed, but he still is able to create separation just by how crisp his routes are.
Mm-hmm. Going with that, what do you do for training? Like for route running in general, or like what would you say is some of the best receiver training that you could do for a player?
Um, just like the basic cone drills, like for receiver, you don't need much to like work on a lot of things besides cones and a ball, really. Um, I have a trainer that I go to, and then I also have been friends with another MSU commit, and he's class of 22, so he's already there, and he's just been like helping me along the way, really. Because I used to go to a lot of camps, and I didn't know like anything about receiver, like how to play it really. Like I was just out there just kind of running around, but he really taught me how to like hone in on it and like where to get a DB and how you want him to run specific routes.
Yeah, who are you talking about specifically?
Tyler Vroman.
Nice. That's awesome.
Hmm.
So, kind of running with that, what camps did you go to? Like what was the first camp you went to? What camps would you recommend to players trying to get their name out there?
I went to a ton. I went to places like Saginaw Valley, Grand Valley, um, MSU, Western, and kind of just places like that. They're pretty like close. Um, what I would recommend is try to go to as many as you can. Just learn and do it as early as you can. Because I went to them going into my junior year, and that really helped me get ready for my junior year in general and take stuff back to my school, and they able to use that the next season. And then because they just love seeing you improve, really. And so I definitely say try and get to as many as possible, and just always compete.
Hmm. So when would you say your college recruiting journey started?
I'd say after my sophomore year, I think that's when I had my first coach follow me back and actually DM me.
And what was the first offer you received from a team, and what does that look like?
It was from Rolls Holman Institute. It's a D3 out in Massachusetts or Connecticut, like east. Um, and then what does it look like? You mean as far as like,
Like roster spot, or like what could players expect receiving like first offers or offers from a school like that in comparison to a school like State or other higher level schools?
oh, okay, so it was over the phone, over text, so it was still really special because it was my first one, but it was kind of just like a pre put together message, and then they send you a little graphic. But like my one that I got at State, that one was really personal, just because it was actually a phone call, and I felt like they all knew me sort of, because they really
Hmm.
made me feel like at home when I visited there and everything. So that's what I really loved about State and kind of sealed the deal for me.
That's awesome. Um, what would you recommend for players trying to like get their name out there? Like, what would you recommend that they take?
Highly recommend Twitter. That's a must. That's where all the coaches are and how you get a hold of them. And then you just got to be well organized on it and just sell yourself, because it's like a business, and you got to put yourself out there because no one else is. So,
Hmm. What were you looking for in a college when you were like looking around for one?
somewhere that was relatively kind of close, because I had a offer from like the East Coast and then West Virginia, and I just wanted to kind of stay close to home because I'm kind of a mama's boy, so
Yeah, I
I
hear
want to
you.
stay close and just have a place that feels like home. And then there's no better place than at home.
Hmm. What are you most excited for about playing college football?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't really know what to expect. I've never been like, feel like a high school game day is gonna be a lot different than a college game day. So
Yeah.
I'm just really excited for it all, honesty. Like
Hmm.
even just like the practices and everything, see how intense it is and just get a feel for it and try and make it on the field.
Hmm. Do you know what you're gonna major in yet?
Um, I want my first option is computer sciences, but if the class schedule and everything doesn't work out, I already know that I want to do business.
No, that's cool. State's a great business program. I have a couple of friends in that business program.
Hmm.
It's a really good program. And then what are some long-term goals that you have for both this season and for college?
For high school season,
Yeah.
probably just right now make the playoffs. We had a rough start. We're at 0-3 right now. We've had some close games, so we just gotta tune in really right now because we just started conference play. So just win out the rest of those and then make the playoffs, and then from there, state championship.
hmm And so kind of looking back on your career so far, so you guys won the Division 6 state championship last year. So
Yeah,
congrats to you guys. You had a super clutch interception in like I think your guys' own end zone with like 4 minutes to
yeah.
go. That's a huge play, like sealed the deal for your team. So that's awesome. Like what was going through your head that moment?
In all honesty, I was just thinking, don't get lost right now. You can't. You're at Ford Field.
Oh, that's great. That must have been fun though. Like what was that like? What was the uh I don't want to say pregame. Like, what was that day like leading up to that game? Like, what did you do that day to get prepared?
That day we woke up early, got to the school, had breakfast around like 10-ish, 10 or like 9 as a team because our coaches really want us just to stay together for the whole day, make sure no one's not doing anything stupid. So met there, had breakfast, kind of just watched a movie, chilled out, ate again, and then we got on the bus, headed there, got wrapped and everything. And then before we go out, because we go out like 2 different times, we actually had a speech sent to us by Coach Tucker.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep, so we watched that and then went out there, won the state championship, came back.
Wow. Easier said than done.
Oh yeah.
That's great. So, how long have you been on varsity?
Since my sophomore year.
And this is a question that I have a lot of fun asking because it gets the person to think. But who is the most talented person that you've played with?
Most talented person. Ooh, that's a few different guys. Cause I have Alex Waters, who also is at MSU right now. You have Bull Poljan, who's playing at Northern Michigan right now. Then you have Mason Knippen. He played linebacker for us, but he was a D lineman all the years before that. So, oh, that's very tough. But I think I'd probably have to say Alex. I think he made a really big impact for us.
Hmm And then kind of flipping the question around, who's the most talented person that you've had to play against?
Oh, that one should be pretty easy. Because we don't play a lot of like great people in our division,
Hmm
or at least like, yeah. And then, but I'd probably have to say in state championship, his name is Trayvon Redding. I think he's at Ferris State now, I believe. Someone told me. So yeah, he was pretty hard to guard.
Yeah, I believe that. Fair State's coming off a national championship themselves, so
Oh yeah, I'm excited to see what they do.
yeah, for sure. So, what was your initial reaction when you either learned you made varsity or learned that you got the starting job on varsity?
Um, I think in the summer they had me like come up to varsity a little, play a little just for the summer, and then I kind of really had to earn it over the like August, fall type time, right before the season. And then I only played defense at first, but and then I kind of just worked my way up mid-season and then played both sides of the ball. So that was a really cool feeling, especially because I got the feeling that, oh, I earned this, and now I can actually go out here and prove myself.
Hmm. So what would you say? Because football is a tough sport, both mentally and physically. Like sometimes
Mhm.
it's hard to motivate yourself, but what would you say like motivates you, like drives you to keep going?
Probably drives me, motivate me. Um, I'd really just say the competitive drive in me because I hate losing. Like I get I get really riled up. So I think that is like a really big factor on what makes me like the way I am and not want to lose. But that yeah, that'd probably be my biggest one.
Hmm. And then have you had a significant setback? And like if you have, what was like what helped you get through it?
I'd probably say I'm in it right now, starting off at 0-3, especially after coming off state championship last year. But I think the biggest thing I have to worry about is just since I'm a captain, just getting the team back together and trying to lock in, win these last 6 games to make the playoffs.
Hmm. And then do you have any advice for players trying to either make varsity or earn like a starting spot on varsity?
I'd probably say just do the little things, like especially like blocking. Like that's a huge thing that they look for. Like you can be a great wide receiver, but I still get yelled at for blocking at times. So definitely just do the little things, just outdo people in that, and then that'll eventually work its way, and you'll get what you earn.
Hmm. What does a normal off-season day look like for you throughout the day?
Um, Probably wake up around 8, eat breakfast, and then get to a workout around 9, depending on if it's an early morning workout or not. Workout then, eat after, do any little errands I have to do for the day, maybe hang out with friends for a little. It's just a lot of eating, I feel like, because I have to try and get my weight up. So just a
Yeah.
lot of eating, and then usually a field workout and then a lifting workout. So I
Hmm.
make sure I'm staying both good on the field and trying to get bigger, like muscle wise.
Yeah.
So a lot of that.
What would you say was your welcome to varsity moment?
Um, uh, oh, it was definitely be halfway through the season. We're playing Portland. That's just like a wing T power farm boy team.
Yeah.
And so the guy in front of me on offense, he wasn't doing good. So then they're like, Lewis, you go in, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. And then I get the ball, I'm running, and then their linebacker comes, and that's when I got my clock cleaned, and I was like, wow, this is what it's like to play offense.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I play defensive line, which is like for my size, it's kind of funny that I'm playing that
mhm,
position, but I enjoy it. But like I like to be the one giving the hit, not receiving it.
yeah.
Because there's nothing you can like do about it. Like you just have to like almost brace yourself, kind of like try to
Hmm.
deliver it back. But what's one moment that you remember vividly through like from your high school career so far?
Um, one moment I remember vividly. Probably, I feel like I can recall a lot, but one of like the most special to me was probably my interception at the state championship. Like that was probably my favorite moment. To
Hmm.
just hearing like everyone behind me just start cheering, just erupt. That was really, really great moment.
That's awesome. And would you say that you've talked to other MSU commits or try to like get other people that have offers from them like recruited to those to MSU?
Oh yeah, I actually went to what was it? Spartan Dog Con, that's what it's called. And I just saw a lot of people like just from all over the area, got to talk to them and stuff, just telling them how great MSU is and how it really is like a family. And I'm not just saying it. So
Hmm.
that was pretty fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so I'm almost done. But so my final question is, what ways like what keeps you motivated throughout school and sports?
For the school part, I definitely say like just knowing because like sometimes you want to like slack off and stuff, but like especially if you're a student athlete, you got to have good grades to get into schools, and then if you don't have the grades, can't be on the field. Like be motivated to get on the field and everything, that's easy, but like the school part is really like a big thing that I feel like most people should focus on more because like without it, can't get on the field. So.
Hmm. Yeah, so that's all I got for you. But do you have anything that you'd like to say, or anyone you'd like to shout out?
Um, I would say shout out Alex Waters. We went to go see him the other day. He was on the sideline. That was always great seeing him. Um, yeah, that's about it for shouting out. And last thing I'd probably say is just go green.
Go White. Oh, hey, thank you, Brandon, for coming on. I appreciate this.
Of course, thank you for having me.
I would like to thank Brandon for coming on to today's show. Brandon is a great athlete and has a bright future ahead of him. I'll have his socials linked in the bio. If you're new here, catch up on all the episodes that you've missed. As always, my name is Calvin Custance, and this is The Blueprint.